Greetings, YouTube. It has been a while. We're talking maybe like a year, about the same time as my last rankings, because Lord knows I need to do that at some point. But for a while, I experimented and had subscribers send in ideas for ways to make average to mediocre champions better in Marvel Contest of Champions. What I love about these topics, it's that so many people already have these champions, so it's not like they have to spend money or units to go after crystals to get them. And they just make you more invested in the game if you already have a champion that you don't have to hunt for and you can use once they get buffed. We have seen some fantastic beta tests in the past with Venom and Carnage, She-Hulk, and Luke Cage, Spider-Gwen, and now soon to be Colossus and Old Man Logan. And so because of this, it's always kind of a fun topic to think about new ways to make regular champions better. And I used to reference patch 12.0, and it was very familiar in the eyes of so many summoners because it had just happened. But now it's been years since patch 12.0 happened. So there are several people watching this who keep hearing that annoying phrase patch 12.0, but you don't know what the heck it means. You weren't around when this happened. But all you need to know from the context of this video is that Doctor Strange is a champion that used to be a top 5 best champion in the game. And what's really frustrating to me, and given I will fully admit that maybe I didn't play him to the best of his abilities, I certainly didn't have Mystic Dispersion maxed out when he was good. But at the same time, I still loved his regen, and I loved his power game. And this was a champion that was really good, but I wouldn't put in the same context as even the Scarlet Witch or OG Thor conversation. I think Doctor Strange objectively was not as good as them, though still very, very good. Well, too good in Kabam's eyes because they nerfed him to the ground. And now we have champions like Ghost and Corvus and Domino, etc., who I think objectively are better than Doctor Strange was pre-patch 12.0. And yet he has suffered because of this. I don't think there's any reason anymore why Doctor Strange should be mediocre. When I tell my brother, specifically Prof. Box, that I got Doctor Strange and he knows, not the most about the game, his first reaction was, "Oh, that's awesome. Good for you." And so it's very confusing when I have to be like, "No, it's actually kind of a miss." Because in the Marvel Universe, Doctor Strange is incredibly powerful. And so to have a champion like Blade in the MCU have way more power in this game than Doctor Strange, it is just that stereotype that if they suck in the MCU, although I'm sure Blade, now that he's going to come into the MCU, is going to be better. But if they suck in the comics, they're great in the game, and if they're OP in the comics, they're going to be average in the game. That's the stereotype, and a lot of times it's just true. So here's the deal. I woke up today to a message in my line from the user X32000, that's X32000 essentially, who just randomly wanted to do a video on my channel about his idea for how to make Doctor Strange better and at the same time to introduce a new mechanic into Marvel Contest of Champions. Will this ever happen? Who knows? But I think it's fun to discuss, and now that we know Kabam sent out the in-game inbox message about quote-unquote balancing champions, Doctor Strange deserves to have more balance, particularly if you take a champion like Human Torch, who's already a pretty dang good attacker, and make him even stronger. So his idea is it would kind of be a whole new thing altogether. Because whenever you feel you need to do a time jump, you could activate it because, of course, this champion commands the time stone. And it turns back the clock, putting the both life and power bars where they were. So we're discussing both health and power in this mechanic. This allows Doctor Strange to really have a whole new mechanic where he can sustain both life bars, but that's where it becomes interesting because even though you as the player using Strange's ability might be on the edge of getting knocked out, you have the opportunity to get a percentage of your life back, so you have to remember how long it's been since you got hit. And so you're going to give up your opponent's life to get this back. Think about this like a way to kind of control the node life transfer. And this will allow you to sustain life, giving it back to Doctor Strange. And the percentage could be based on SIG level, almost like a do-over. So what we're talking about essentially is a way for Doctor Strange to not only turn back the clock, very similar, because some of you might be thinking, well, that sounds weird. How's this going to happen? Well, that already kind of happens with Limbo in Magic. If you think about it, when Magic triggers Limbo, it freezes time onto where the health of Magic was before Limbo expires. And if you get the full Limbo, particularly when she's awakened, you're going to return your health to where it was when Limbo was activated once it expires. So Doctor Strange, even if you just want to simplify this video and say Doctor Strange deserves a Magic-like Limbo, but it would be pretty neat if Limbo not only held his health in place, but also his power. So you could instantly return to the power. So say it was like a Magic special too, only maybe instead of power locking the champion, you just return and you keep being able to spam that. I realize that this is just an idea and it may need to be tweaked, but this is the kind of discussion I like to have on my channel. Taking a champion that deserves to be better, particularly how OP this guy is in the comics, and just giving people who already have him, particularly now if you have a 5 or 6 star Doctor Strange, something to get excited about. It's better for the health of the game. It gives players who maybe are burnt out because they can't pull the best of the best champions and crystals reasons to feel better about their otherwise pretty average roster. So what do you think about Doctor Strange? And most importantly, let's start a discussion on this. What would make him even better in the game? Comment below and let me know, especially those of you like me who've been around since patch 12.0. We're the dinosaurs of this game now, if you can believe that. And as always, thank you for watching my channel, and thank you to X32000 or X32000 for kickstarting this conversation in the contest.